لم نصيح الشوشنيم عيدوت لأساف مزمور رعي إسرائيل هازينا نهغ كالصون يوسف יושב הקירובים הופיע לפני אפרים ובנימין ומנשה עוררה את גבורתך ולך לישועת לנו אלוהים השיבנו והאר פניך ונוושע אדוני אלוהים צבאות עד מתי עשנת בתפילת עמך האכלת מלך עם דמעה ותשכימו בדמעות שליש תשימנו מדון לשכנינו ואויבינו.
Shalom everybody, just wanted to give a quick recap on this week's parasha Toldot. We're gonna upload soon the entire study that we did this week, but I just want to give some important recaps on what this Torah portion went over. And it starts in Bereshit chapter 25 of Genesis, verse 19 all the way through 28 verse 9. And there's some key things that take place here. We see the birth of these two brethren, these two brothers, these twins that are struggling in the womb. And this is the context to which Rav Shaul gives many of his teachings in Romans, in the epistle to the Romans. And we see that there, the word for nations is spelt effectively. Instead of goyim, with the vav, there's an extra yud. We see that this occurs again in the book of Ezekiel in chapter 36. It appears that the word your nation, or how the people of Israel were dealing with their nation, it starts in verses 15 of chapter 36 all the way to 24. And it's 3 times that we see that the word your goy, your nation, it's a rebuke of the Gentiles and how they deal with Israel, pointing the finger at Israel that Adonai is not with them, that the land is no longer theirs, and so forth, much like all the anti-Zionists and haters that hate the Jewish people do today. Same thing. Adonai in Ezekiel 36 says he's going to destroy those nations, all those Gentiles who speak ill of the Jewish people and speak ill of the land of Israel. He'll deal with them. But when you read the Hebrew text, he also tells the people of Israel to be careful how they deal with their goy. Now, your translation might not tell you that. But 3 times the word goy is written defectively, exactly how it was written in our parasha of this week, in Genesis 25, in verse 23, I believe. And so, yeah, that's also talking about the Yetzer Tov and the Yetzer Hara, absolutely. But on a prophetic level, it's not just talking about the evil inclination versus the good inclination. It's also, and Rav Shaul does an excellent job of tying that in together with this concept that we're talking about right now. In Ezekiel 37, again, there's a word spelt defectively where a yud is added. In some places it's taken out, some places it's added. And it's chaverav. And we see that in Ezekiel 37, verses 15 through 24, where it says, to the house of Israel, write on this tree. It says etz. Or your translation might say stick. But on this branch of this tree, you write for the children of Israel and his companion. The word companion, chaverav, is written in a specific way. You could write it without the yud or with the yud. And it's 3 times that it's written in this way. Connecting it with the passage before, connecting it with what we read in our Torah portion this week. Now, a lot of times, a lot of the Messianic brothers and sisters avoid any of the prophecies of Ephraim because you have all these trying to be in the spirit about this, but individuals who lie to you and tell you that, no, the Anglo-Saxons, they're the real Israelites, Anglo-British Israelism, or no, it's the Black Americans, they're the real Israelites. Or, yes, even my Latino brothers and sisters, all Latin people are from the Bnei Anusim, when only 20% were from the Anusim, or 20% of the population of Spain and Portugal and southern Italy were Jewish. What about the other 80%? All of a sudden, everybody turns into the other portion. Everybody wants to be Israel according to the flesh. What Rav Shaul says in Romans chapters 7, 8, especially going into 9, he starts to talk about, what do you mean? Ishmael was a son of Abraham, but that doesn't make him a son of Abraham. Esau, Edom, he was a son of Abraham, but that's not just contingent on the flesh. It's not just according to the flesh that you're a son of Abraham. And when we start our Torah portion, as you'll see if anybody wants to read or follow the teaching as we upload it later, full teaching, my brother Netzer points out something really interesting. He says, yeah, it states son of Abraham twice. Why does it have to repeat? It says, now these are the Toldot, the generations, the records, which is another teaching in and of itself, of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham became the father of Isaac. Ve'ele Toldot Yitzchak ben Abraham. Abraham holid et Yitzchak. Because it's not just according to the flesh that you are a son of Abraham, but according to the way you walk. Do you walk the way that Abraham walked? There were those religious leaders of the time of Messiah, Sadducees mainly, who were globalists loyal to Caesar. Not the rabbis, not the sages, although they got corrected as well, no doubt about it. But there were those who were completely loyal to the other side, to the nations of this world. And Messiah would rebuke them and tell them, you think you're a son of Abraham? Then why don't you do the works of Abraham? And you could test all these false claimers. There's a lot of buzz on the internet of people. Celebrity said this, a celebrity said that. I don't put my trust in these celebrities. I put my trust in the Most High. Quit your idolatry. Quit worshiping these people. No politician, no religious leader, no celebrity, no rapper, no singer, no actor, no actress. There's no one who's going to save you. It's Adonai. And he has sent and ordained Messiah Yeshua and his 12 emissaries to restore those who were outside of the family. When we read in this parasha, Toldot, it's written defectively with a vav in the beginning. Because in Abraham, in Isaac, we have a good start. But there's a missing vav. And that vav, if we read further down the line, in Genesis 36:1, is in Edom. Yeah, it's in Edom. Acts 15 quotes Amos 9, saying that the remnant of mankind is the remnant of Edom. There's a remnant. And we have to go out there and get them out of the darkness. You read Acts 10. It was a Roman centurion that first received the revelation, and he was praying at the Jewish hour of prayer. The 9th hour, which is roughly 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If you read Acts chapter 3, it tells you that's the temple hour of prayer. And yes, they were still going to the temple after Master Yeshua resurrected. So what's the point of all this? What did Jacob have to learn? He had to learn that he had to take on the burden of his brother Esau, who was living wicked, but Isaac loved Esau. There's different ways to look at this. Yaakov, Jacob, and his mother Rivka just were hanging on the thought that the promise was for him. And Esau's not living right. He's a hunter of the field who traps with his mouth like the enemy. But Isaac still loved Esau. Yeah, he had a blind spot toward Esau. But Adonai sees that there is a remnant among the nations. I don't care what your race is, what your background is. There are Jews of every color. The seed of Israel are scattered to the four corners of the earth. Anybody coming with racist doctrine is not of the Most High. Test the fruits of the Spirit. Our Master Yeshua said, you will know a tree by its fruit. And what are the fruit that we're supposed to have? The fruits of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, etc. You know the rest. Or you should. And so what I implore everyone this week is to consider that we have to take on the burden of our brothers and sisters that are lost. The Jewish people that don't have the revelation of Yeshua, it's the fault of the false claimers who teach a Messiah that does away with the instructions of the Most High. And to the brothers and sisters who claim Messiah but go against the words of the Most High, to those brothers and sisters, we need to rescue them. And that's what Galatians 6:2 says. The Torah of Messiah, which Christians unfortunately misunderstand, is to carry the burden of your brother, meaning bring your brother back to Torah. Yeshua said it himself. The greatest commandment, love the Lord with all your heart, all your soul, with all your might. And the second, love your neighbor as yourself. If you read that, he's quoting from Leviticus 19:18, which says, you will rebuke your brother from sin. And what is sin, brothers and sisters? What is sin? Let's define sin. 1 John chapter 3. And you should set this in stone. Verse 4. Everyone who practices sin also practices lawlessness. And sin is lawlessness. Yeshua prophesied about this in Matthew 24. Kepha, Peter, prophesied about this at the end of his epistle, saying, there's people twisting the words of Paul to their own destruction. And now they made a worldwide religion about it. Come out of that. It's not to condemn. Adonai loves the true Christians out there. But a true Christian will carry the fruits of the Spirit and renounce the religion of Christianity to return to the way of Hashem. The Nazarene movement was an outreach to restore the lost seed of Israel and graft in wild branches into the nation of Israel. To unify with the Jewish people. That the two trees can be one, two branches in one tree. Not to become a separate religion that goes against the words of the Most High. And until they reach their fullness, the natural branch as a whole, as a nation, as a community, can't have that full revelation. So, you know the rest. Hebrews 13, we say it all the time. Go outside the camp. Bear the reproach of those that need the help. Come and bring back the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And that's a catalyst that brings in the grafting in of the nations. Let's restore our brothers and sisters back to Messiah if they don't have him, and back to the Torah if they don't have Torah. For the Torah cannot be done without the Spirit of Messiah in all fullness, in the correct spirit. Because if we do it on our own, we just get self-righteous, we get arrogant. You see the people standing on the street corner screaming at people. You see the people on the internet, super righteous on the internet. But how do they live? What kind of testimony do they have? Anybody can scream and condemn people. Let your walk be the testimony. And bring people back. The correction is to restore them to the Most High, not to condemn them. That's the job of the adversary. And some people are doing a good job following the path of the adversary. Let's follow the job of the advocate, the defender, Messiah Yeshua. And let's restore those who need restoration. Shavua Tov.